Welcome to the Pocatello Business Podcast, the only Pocatello podcast focused on providing profits for Pocatello people. If you love our town and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Pocatello Business Podcast with your friend, host, all-around great guy, and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
Everyone, welcome to the Pocatello Business Podcast with Rhett Harris today, owner of Rhett's Frets here in Pocatello. Rhett, say hi to everyone.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Hey, no problem, man. Good to have you on with us. Good to get some more experience in the music world here on this podcast. We've got to culture up this podcast a little bit. So,
All
right.
I'm glad to be on. Thank you.
Good. So Rhett, this guy grew up in Sugar City. Am I right?
Yep.
He graduated there. He went on to serve a mission in the Brazil area.
Yep.
Went on to graduate from Brigham Young University in Idaho.
Yep.
And then now he is the owner of Rhett's Frets here in Pocatello.
That's right.
So again, say hi to everyone and let's get this thing rolling.
Cool. So I grew up in Sugar City, graduated from Sugar Salem High School. I've actually had to wait when I went on my mission. I had to wait for my visa in Las Vegas for like a year, and then my visa finally came through. I was able to go to Brazil. Had a great time. Brazilian people are awesome. Brazilian food is awesome. And then when I got back, I was actually given an opportunity to be a guitar tech at Mike's Music in Rexburg. Okay. So the guy there gave me a job. He even kind of held on to it for me. So I've been working on guitars since I was 14, probably.
Wow.
And how old am I now? 25. So I've been working on guitars for over 10 years. And the guy gave me a job, and I was really able to hone some pretty cool skills, I think. And a lot of things a lot of like the services that I was able to offer at Mike's Music weren't there previously. So a lot of like soldering work or like electronic work in guitars. So that takes like kind of some know-how,
Well, good.
And then went out on my own after I moved out here and started a Rhett's Frets. So it hasn't even been up for a year, but yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Let's continue on about that, but first we got to jump back a little bit. So tell us a little bit about your family, your hobbies, and that kind of stuff first.
Family of 6. My older brother is an engineer. He works out at the site. I have a younger brother who's in college. He just got married like 2 weeks ago, and then a younger sister who just graduated from high school. My dad died last year, and my mom still lives in Sugar City. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Very cool, man.
And then kind of things I always loved playing guitar since I was 12. I was in several bands. I was actually in a Beatles tribute band.
Nice.
Which was really fun. I didn't have, like, I tried sports, and I was always just like that, like, these are fun, but I'd rather be playing guitar right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I saw some videos of you slaying the guitar. I have to say you're pretty impressive. So
Thank you. It's a lot of fun.
Well, cool. So talk us a little bit about Rhett's Frets and what exactly you're doing over there for people in Pocatello.
So what I'm trying to do is get people to have the best playing experience that they can with their instrument. So I believe, in order to be fully inspired by the instrument that you play, it has to be almost like not really noticeable. Mm-hmm. So it's like it just becomes kind of an extension of yourself. So I really want when someone brings an instrument to me, whether a guitar, bass, whatever, banjo, mandolin, whatever it may be, I want that to play so easily and so well that they don't even really have to think about it. It just kind of becomes effortless or seamless. So
That seems
that's
abstract to me because I'll pick up a guitar because I did it in high school a little bit and I haven't picked it up since. And it does not seem like an extension of my body. Seems like I'm convulsing on the guitar more than playing it. So
yeah, practice makes perfect, as they say.
that's right.
But, yeah. Yeah. So I want people to, one of the best things for me is when I give someone's guitar back to them and they're like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe how good this plays. Like, or that's so different now. Like, it's so much better. Like, I love hearing that.
I like it.
Yeah. So
what would you, we're talking guitar now. So for the audience right now, we're just talking guitar. Then we're going to get in a little bit about the business side of things. But just curiosity, I need to ask, especially I've got a son right now who's 8 and he's learning guitar. Is there a preferred string type for beginners, intermediate, and advanced for your guitars?
Not necessarily. There's like standard string gauges, so that's like the thickness of the string.
Yeah.
So on acoustic guitars, it's usually a 12.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, 0.12 inches,
mm-hmm.
and that's on the highest string.
Yeah.
Like that's like the thickness of the string down to like, and then the lowest string will go to like 0.54 or so.
But is there like a nylon or a steel or anything like makeup of the strings?
Usually if you have a steel string guitar, you want to keep with steel strings. If you have a nylon string guitar, like a classical guitar, you want to keep nylon strings on those just because the tensions are different between those two strings.
Oh, that's interesting.
And if you're not careful with, like if you put steel strings on a nylon string, you can rip the whole top off just because they're so.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they're only made for nylon strings that are a little bit more delicate and don't stretch as hard. So, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So, Rhett, when you went in to start this business, Rhett's Frets, what went into your mind and what went in the background that people don't see now? They just see, okay, this is a nice little business he's got set up here. He's servicing people. But what did you have to go through to get this thing started?
Well, luckily in Idaho, it's really easy to get an LLC going.
Mm-hmm.
So like that part, like I was surprised with how easy that was.
Yeah.
But like as far as like why I did it, I don't know. Is that what you're asking?
Well, the why will come in a minute, but like how did you know what your pricing should be? How much homework did you have to do to say, okay, I've got to, to cover my costs and all that kind of stuff. It's here and to be profitable, I've got to be here. So walk me through some of that. Like, how did you, just for anyone that's listening as they're starting a new business too. So.
Yeah. Well, I was lucky where I had that great job at Mike's Music. And I saw kind of like what they charged for labor costs. And, I was paid not much to do that. The sales margins on musical instruments just keep shrinking. And
sure.
I was just happy. I mean, I would have done that job for free. I loved it so much. I guess I just looked around at like what did Guitar Center charge? There's a guy down the road in Idaho Falls. His name is Eric Daw, and I kind of looked at his price lists, and that's what he does for the majority of his income. I just do this on the side. So I just took kind of his prices, and I was able to cut them in half, just because I have really low overhead. It's just me.
Sure.
I just have to have a few special tools and stuff. So as far as setting pricing, it was just like, what does this cost and how much more do I think I want to make? And usually I try to keep things around $15 to $20 an hour. It just depends on the job, really.
Yeah, well, that's good.
If I'm doing a lot of fret work and filing and stuff on your guitar, it's obviously going to be a little bit more because I got to buy sandpaper. I got I have
Yeah.
these little fret erasers to polish the frets up when
Yeah,
they're done.
that's part of your cost of goods sold going up to be able to supply that service. So
Yeah.
that's good. So yes, putting you definitely need to know your competitors, your pricing there, so you kind of get your bearing straight there. But then you also, like you got to fine tune a little bit more and say, okay, where are my cost of goods sold percentage wise at, and then where's my overhead? You said you've got relatively low overhead. You don't let's not have like a storefront right now.
No, I just do it kind of like as needed. It's very individualized, like client per client. Yeah.
Yeah. And then then you have your net profit after that. So that's good, man. That's good that you're doing those things. And how's been business for the last, you said, a year you've been in business?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Most of it has been just word of mouth. So, you know, I have a lot of friends who've been really supportive. Like whenever they need stuff worked on, they'll bring it to me. But then let's see, last week I worked on one and this guitar was a mess. So the guy had a Floyd Rose bridge. So that's like a type, like a whammy bar, like Eddie Van Halen doing dive bombs.
Yeah.
So to do that, he has what's called a Floyd Rose. And that has to be like perfectly tuned between the tension of the strings and the tension of the springs on the back of the tremolo or the bridge where the strings connect to the guitar. And that one was such a nightmare. But again, it's like I'm able to do that because of the knowledge that I've gained, and not many people do. And a lot of people won't even touch it. They're just like, this is so delicate. I don't even want to mess with it. So it's been pretty. I mean, it's been consistent, but not. I mean, there's highs and lows all the time.
Sure, yeah, like any business. But then, you want some more consistency. So the people are listening now. If you've got some guitars or ukuleles or anything stringed, pretty much, right?
Yeah. Violins and cellos, like orchestra instruments, I need to do a little bit more research. So
sure,
but hopefully one day I'll be able to.
It. So anything short of doing a Garth Brooks slam on your guitar, breaking it in half, you've got it covered, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's good. Okay, well, is there anything that I should have asked you that I didn't so far?
No, I think we pretty well covered it. It's still a really young business.
Sure.
But I'm doing pretty well, and I appreciate the people of Pocatello who have reached out, have needed things, and they're willing to come to me. I know it's a little scary to go to someone who's not like well established from the community. But people have really taken chances on me, and I think they've been pleasantly surprised. So
I like it. Well, I gotta take a quick sponsorship break right now.
Okay.
So, and then we'll get right back to it. But the Pocatello Business Podcast is sponsored by Dell's Outdoor Advertising, locally owned for 60 years, guys. These guys have been in the advertising billboard space for that long. They know what they're doing. They said that there's over 70%, I believe. They say, I don't have the stats right now with me, but 70% that are engaged by these billboards as they drive by, and 30% of them convert as they read what the message is on the billboard. So if you need to give them a holler, it's Dell's Advertising, Outdoor Advertising. Give them a call and they will hook you up and they'll get you a billboard running. So I did just have Kent Oram on this show here just last week, and he had nothing but good things to say about billboards and boosting his business with Idaho Central Credit Union. So there you go, Dell's Inc. And then back to you, Rhett.
Cool.
Finish this baby off.
All right.
So, okay, well, we can move on now to kind of a lightning round. What is one of your favorite restaurants to eat at in Pocatello?
Oh man, so my wife is from Sri Lanka.
Okay.
So
you didn't mention anything about your wife so far.
I probably should have mentioned her. Yeah.
She's just gonna smack you by the time she watches this.
No, she's awesome. So so she really loves like Southern Asian food, like Indian, Thai, There's a place on Alameda by Cafe Rio called Himalayan Flavor.
Oh, I'll be
We
there.
love that place. Also El Heredero, over by campus.
Oh yeah.
We're there almost on a weekly basis, I would say.
Those are two good choices, and I like
Yeah.
that. And I like the butter chicken over there at the Himalayan Flavor.
Yep, that's my favorite.
So,
that is my favorite.
Beautiful. So
Yeah.
besides Mike's music, which is getting some free advertising today,
Oh yeah.
what is your other favorite business to just do business with in Pocatello?
Well, there's the Altran transmission, like an automotive and transmission. I lived like pretty close to them. If you have something that you need done on your car, I'm going to give them an awesome plug right now. They seriously know everything. They do a really good job working on cars. If I ever even have like questions, if I'm doing my own repairs, they're really, I think it's Joe, the guy in there. Yeah, Joe.
Nice.
He's like the owner. He's really good about helping people out. So
I like it. That's the first time that one's been mentioned. So that's a good one. And I know the previous owners of Alltrans, and they're good people as well. So they've set up a good business there. So
yeah,
good work, Rhett. So I appreciate you being on the show today. I hope you have time later on. We'll get you on the show again. Hopefully we can get you some more business coming your way and give you some of that WOM, that walking around money. That's always good. Every business owner needs that and wants that. So
thank you so much. Thanks for having me on. Like I said, if you bring your guitar to me, I always try to treat it like it's my own.
Perfect.
And if it doesn't pass what I would consider good enough for me, then it's not good enough. So
perfect. And that was going to get me to my next point of saying, if someone's got a broken guitar or any stringed instrument, how do they get a hold of you?
So you can find me on Facebook or Instagram or Google even. If you just Google instrument repair in Pocatello, I usually come up.
Or just Rhett's Frets.
Yeah, Rhett's Frets LLC on Facebook or Instagram. You can send me a direct message. You can email me at retsfretsllc@gmail.com. Like I said, I do everything kind of by consultation. I don't really have business hours. Just like nice. It's just kind of come and go as people need. So
I also saw that your Facebook page is fairly helpful too, because it has some pre-answered questions for people to look up as well. So that's good.
Yeah,
nice.
I have a few. I have kind of like a summary of services there. Yep. So if there's something that you need that you want quoted, also if you have something that just doesn't fit into those categories, I'm happy to meet with you and take a look at what you got and give you a quote then. So
very cool. Well, appreciate you being on the show. I'm sure I'll be a customer here soon because between me and my sons, we're bound to break a guitar. So
cool. Yeah, bring it over. I'm happy to take a look at it. Thanks so much for having me on.
No problem.
I really appreciate it.
Thanks for being on the show. Yep. Till next time, guys. Adios.
Congratulations on spending a couple minutes getting just a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Pocatello business community. If you are feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.